Welcome. I'm Lloyd Gross with the Learning Center at Genesee Community College, and in this segment, we'll be talking about how to calculate your grades. So, when we talk about calculating grades, we're really talking about two different sets of calculations here. And first, there's calculating your overall GPA. What will happen if you do better or worse in a particular course or courses. And then second, there's calculating your current progress in a course and trying to figure out what will happen if you do better or worse on all the remaining homeworks, labs, papers, exams, whatnot. So, two different calculations. For the first calculation, you'll need your previous grades if you have them. You can find them in DegreeWorks or in Banner. And if you don't know how to find those, we have a little video under Managing College Communications called How to Use Banner. So for the second calculation, you'll need all of your grades in your course to date. For some courses, you may need lists organized by type. For example, maybe all of your lab grades in one pile, and all of your exam grades in a different pile, and all of your homework grades in a different pile. So you'll find your current grades on your returned assignments. You'll find your grades in My Courses under Blackboard, or you can email your instructor asking for a current list. And finally, if your instructor uses weighted grades, and many of them do, you'll need your syllabus for each course that you're trying to calculate. At the Learning Center, we've created this spreadsheet. It helps you keep track of your GPA throughout your entire time at GCC. It's downloadable through the Learning Center area under My GCC, and it does many of the calculations for you. All you need to know is some very basic information. First, you're going to enter your name and your 800 number in row 1. That's just for your reference. And then you'll start to look at the first semester. That's this big block towards the upper left here. And so you enter your class names, your number of credits for the class, and the letter grade that you received in that class. You only need to type in the white cells. Here's what it looks like when it's filled in. Our Jane student here is a theater major. She's completed 2 semesters and is working on her 3rd semester. So she's entered her final grades for her first 2 semesters in these first 2 boxes available. Each course, the credits, and the letter grade that she receives. And she's entered her expected grades for this semester. She's having a bit of trouble in economics and in physics, and she can change those grades in the spreadsheet to see what impact different results might have on her final GPA. And that gives her a goal that she can work towards. So to calculate your current grades within a course, we're going to switch to that calculation now. You'll often need your grades sorted by type. So in this sample syllabus here, the instructor here has created 4 categories. Okay, web projects, midterm exam, final exam, and a class participation grade. And each one has a different weight over here. The larger the weight, the greater the impact those grades will have on your final result. So by setting web projects at 50%, the instructor has put a great deal of importance and impact on that portion of the class. If you're trying to improve your outcome in this example course, your best place to focus energy is probably web projects. Now let's look at our course estimator. This spreadsheet, this is the same spreadsheet we were in before. You see over here where it says GPA calculator. We were on that sheet. Now we're in the course calculator sheet. You can make as many copies of this sheet as you would like, so you can calculate a running total for each of your courses. And this will help you calculate your current grade in the course and your estimated final grade. And though I know it looks very complex, it is relatively easy to follow. You'll fill in what your instructor has outlined for a grading structure, and then the grades you've received so far, and then the grade you'd like to receive in the future. So let's look at one that has been filled in, and that might give you a better idea of how it looks and how it works. Now, Jane's student has filled in those 4 categories. Up here, she's typed in web projects, midterm, final, and participation in row 3. She's entered the weight that the instructor gave for each of those categories in row 4 and figured out the total number of assignments in row 5. So for example, there are a total of 6 web projects over the entire course, so she's entered a 6 here. The instructor gives out 4 separate participation grades throughout the course, so she's entered a number 4 over here. Next, she's entered her completed grades so far. We jump down to the bottom, and you see that she's had some decent and some not so decent grades on the 4 web projects she's turned in to date. Her midterm grade, Not so hot, but her participation grades are excellent. So next, she's decided that if she works very, very hard on the next two web projects, she thinks she can get at least an 80 on both of those. So here under the goal average, she's put an 80 on her remaining projects, and she's going to count on an 85 for the final exam. The spreadsheet then calculates her final grade as 78, and she's happy with that. Now she can change her numbers under her goals to see what kind of impact that might have if she were to get maybe an 85 on her web projects. And that gives her a goal to shoot for. She'll know what kind of grade she's looking for. So the grade calculation spreadsheet is downloadable. You can run it in Excel or in Google Sheets, and it's designed to let you play around with your grades for the current semester, try out some what if on your GPA, and play around with your grades for a course, and try out some what if for working with your grades on that course. Take some time to go through these assessments and determine your current grade set.